At these brothers, I want to make this video real quick, man, and I want to make this video specifically for brothers that are busy but are not seeing progression. Brothers that are busy, mean you get up every single day, you're grinding, but whenever you get 5 minutes to pause and see if the needle is moving, to see if you're advancing, you're saying, you know what, week after week, year after year, whatever, like the needle is not moving. Like I'm grinding, but I'm not getting closer to the goal is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell you this, man, and I'm gonna be honest, I get like this quite often. And when I say quite often, I mean like over the span of like 3 or 4 years or 5 years, or if I look at a whole 10-year period of life, I can see 2 or 3 year segments where I was doing something different and really wasn't progressing. So I want to talk about what I personally did or what I personally do to get out of that stagnant place, man. Because what's really taking place is you're trying to build Rome in one day. And I'm gonna try to hurry up, man, because I don't want the sun to go down on me. You're trying to build Rome in one day. Or you're trying to hit home runs instead of focusing on base hits. And the thing is, I'm always using that phrase, man. I'm always talking about men that are swinging for the fence. And when I say that, I'm talking about in the grand scheme. But as far as attacking your goal, accomplishing your mission, man, you have to scale that down to the day. You have to learn to master that day. And I promise you this, man. I put this on everything. Once you can narrow down and look at a single day as if it's its own lifetime, it's gonna change everything, right? And I put a few bullet points down that I want to speak about, and I wrote them down because I specifically want to talk about these. And I'll be honest, I probably could have put 10 things down, man, but these 4 things right here are gonna get you out the gate. I promise, right? So it's gonna take focus first off, meaning. Straight up, like most of the time when we're busy and not progressing is because we're trying to do a million things at one time, trying to wear a million different hats, trying to be in a million different places. Man, you're gonna have to get very selfish and get focused on the mission. Not even the mini mission, because a man has several missions in life. But you're going to have to narrow it down to your primary mission, right? So this is what I put. The first thing that's going to make a huge change is, after focusing, right, is make a list of what you're going to do the day before. Make a list of the things you're going to do the day before. And you know what's crazy? I heard Brian Tracy say this probably on a YouTube video probably about a decade ago, and he was bringing people on his platform, and they were saying, hey man, I did exactly what you told me to do. I started writing everything down the day before, and my life just 10x'd in a year or whatever, right? And I'll see if I can find that video and plug it, man. It's an old video. A lot of y'all probably seen it. And I heard that 10 years ago and let it go in one ear and out the other. Hearing the results, I'm gonna tell you this, man. When you write down what you're going to do, and I wish I had my other book. I write mine down every. When you write down what you need to do, man. When you wake up, I'm gonna tell you what it does. It eliminates you just adding fluff into your life. It eliminates you finding 2 or 3 hours in segments throughout the day to scroll on Instagram and Facebook and all these other platforms. It eliminates that. Because if you don't have your plan laid out before the day starts, man, you're gonna fight the voids. You're gonna find something to fill that void with. I promise you. Social media will eat that up if it isn't laid out the day before. And when I say lay it out the day before, not necessarily putting 20 items, but put your top 3, maybe even 5, and you might not get to it, all 5 of them. You might have to roll 1 or 2 over to the next day. But put you at least 3 main things you need to do. If you could knock out 3 things on your list every day, brother, you're finna move the needle. You're about to move the needle, man. Because you have to understand, most men that are trying to accomplish a goal, they aren't doing that. Meaning they're waking up, they're going to work, they're coming home, they're eating dinner, and they may spend about 20 minutes on pursuing that goal. Where if you have it written down, that when you get off work tomorrow, You're going to be like, hey, you know what? Before I go to work or after, like these things have to get done. Like I'm aware of it. Before the day even starts, I'm aware of it, man. So write those things down, man. Like you have no idea. Like I can't believe I was so arrogant and ignorant not to hear that 10 years ago and not do it. And I've done it a few times. I've done it a few times. But I'll say this. I've done it a few times, and every single time I've done it, the needle has moved. And then I'll get comfortable and fall back out of it. I'll point out my weaknesses, man. That's one of my weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? But every single time I do it, the needle moves. Every single time, man. So the first one is make your list the night before. The second one is beat the sun up. Beat the sun up, man. Don't be one of these men that are getting up at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock on the weekends or whatever time. Like beat the sun up. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Like whatever you're doing right now, if you just figure out how to squeeze in an extra hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours earlier than normal. In other words, if you normally get up at 6 o'clock and do your meditating and eat your Cheerios and then go to work, if you normally get up at 6 o'clock, if you can learn to get up at 4:30 and squeeze something in right there, bro, you're already ahead. Not only are you maximizing the day, man, you're already checking boxes in your mind. You're already getting victories. And I'm gonna tell you, if you got 1 or 2 victories by 6:30, 8:30, the rest of your day is gonna blow and go. The rest of your day is gonna blow and go, man. So what I would do is like look at your task of things to get done and see what you can squeeze toward the front end. Like if your gym is 24 hours a day and you're used to going to the gym right before work at 8:30, hey, squeeze that workout, man. Get on that treadmill at 4:30 in the morning. Or if your regiment or your ritual requires you to read 1 hour a day and you're normally doing it as soon as you get home from work after you eat, squeeze it in the morning. That way when you get off work, man, and you eat, now you have time to sit there and get on that laptop and build that website. Now you have time to get behind that camera and make some content. You know what I'm saying? So just maximize that day. But maximizing that day always starts with getting up before the sun. On another note, I'll say this. Like if there are times when I do sleep in, and me sleeping in is probably like a 8:30. Like if I go to bed real late, or if I had a long day, or typically when I have power circle meetings on Sundays, I normally use that next day as my day off, right? Just kind of recuperate. And I'm gonna say this, even if let's say if it's a random day, if I get up, man, and the sun is already up and traffic is going, I feel like I'm already behind the 8 ball. Like I can try to do things all that day, man. My days never seem to be productive. Like if I get up at 8:30 and 9, man, and I say, okay, I need to do X, Y, Z. Normally if I get up at 8 or 9, I probably haven't even made a list. Because when I have a list made, when that alarm goes off, I'm ready to get to it. So normally if I do sleep in, 99.9% of the time, there's no list to even attack. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just make sure you maximize that day. Because if you get up before the sun, and I was finna go down a whole another topic of conversation. It's something I heard Dick Gregory say some years ago about when the sun comes up and when the sun comes down, and I did a little research on that, man. There's a lot of truth to that. Like the body responds to the sun and the moon and all that kind of stuff, man. It's a whole nother conversation. But just get up before the sun up so that you can maximize the day, right? So you can maximize the day, right? Third one I have, and I'm running out of daylight. The third one I have is turn that cell phone off. And not necessarily turn it off, but put it on do not disturb, where if anybody's not a favorite, if it ain't your mom's, if it ain't your sister, if it ain't your little brother, if it ain't your wife, or somebody immediate to you, man, at least for the first hour or two, if not throughout that whole day, I've gone do not disturb, man, for weeks at a time. When I'm really trying to lock in on something and quantum leap, I'm do not disturb for weeks at a time. I'm gonna tell you this, man, that phone is gonna be your greatest barrier It's going to be the vice of all vices. Yeah, you might smoke crack. You might be on the bottle. You might be on weed. You might be into women and all this other stuff, man, that's distracting you from the mission. But that cell phone, nothing can top it. Nothing can top that cell phone, man. Because you're going to be getting emails all day. You're going to be getting text messages all day, man. You're going to be getting spam calls all day. And I'm going to tell you, if y'all are like me, it's like this. And this is why I cut my ringer off. It's not necessarily a time issue. It's more of a attention issue. And maybe this is my weakness. I don't know. But like if I'm sitting there and I'm working and I'm locked in and I've been working for 30 minutes straight, an hour straight, boom, I'm locked in, and my phone rings and I answer it and I pick it up. Let's say it's one of my partners. Let's say it's my girl or my, whatever. If I sit there and talk on that phone for anything more than 30 seconds, anything more than a minute, my attention has been snatched. Which means that that phone call isn't but 2 or 3 minutes and I get off, or if I get that email notification and I'm thumbing through my emails, I'm done. I'm done for at least, like when I get back to work, it's going to take me at least 20 or 30 minutes to reset and get back in it. Again, this might be my weakness. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I cut it off. That's why I don't answer phones or I don't do, because I know I understand if I stop, I'm cooked for at least an hour. And if you get cooked 4 or 5 times a day through getting phone calls, or I mean, that's 4 or 5 hours a day that you're losing. That you're losing. So learn to cut that cell phone off, man. Even if I'm gonna tell you this, like a lot of people might feel some kind of way about that. Like a lot of people might say, hey man, I've been trying to call you for weeks, man, or your girl might be like, babe, like I'm trying to get in touch with you. I'm at work and I'm trying to text you all day and see what you're doing. It's like, no, like some days I might be able to do that. But 99% of the time, hey, when we spend time, we spend time. When we work, we work. You know what I'm saying? And if she doesn't understand that, then she's on the wrong team. She's on the wrong team, man. And I'm gonna say this. The fourth one is this, and the fourth one is major. The fourth one is major. Stop rewarding stagnant. I'm gonna say it like this. Stop rewarding being stagnant. Stop rewarding, and a lot of people say things like stop rewarding bad behavior, stop rewarding poor performance, however you want to look at that. Stop rewarding no progress. I'm gonna say it like that. Stop rewarding no progress. Which means like let's say for example you've been grinding 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 12 noon, you eating your lunch, man, and before you go back to lunch you want to take a nap, or you might want to scroll for 30 minutes. Make sure if you're gonna scroll for 30 minutes, you can look back at the morning and say, you know what, I see 2 or 3 wins that I had. I see where I was productive. Let me reward myself. Let me sit back and scroll for a minute. Let me sit there and FaceTime old girl and talk to her for a minute, 30 minutes and get back to the grind and lock back in. But don't reward yourself if you aren't being productive. And I'm gonna tell you this, again, I'll point out my flaws in a second. This is something that I know back when I was in the States, I would do. Like, especially when I could just hop in the car and just drive around the corner and run and eat some lunch or something. It's like, man, if I hadn't done nothing all day, I need to get something done before I go eat lunch. Or I need to get something done before I call XYZ person back or get online or whatever. Stop rewarding non-performance. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Braz, man. Like we came out here, I guess we came out here on September the 3rd. Right? We came out here on September the 3rd. And we let it be known to each other, hey, we about our business out here. We are about our business. We got to get things set up. We got to start putting things in play, and we got to be working. Like, I know a lot of people come to Thailand, man, and I'm going to tell you this. It's a million things you can do here, man. It's a million things you can do here. But me and him said, hey, you know what? We finna get things set up before we do anything. I'm going to tell you this. We've been here for 3 weeks. We just downloaded Netflix yesterday. We just downloaded Netflix yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no time. Like it's eating, it's crapping, and it's working. That's what it's about. You know, a few days ago, we went to, and this is how we rewarded ourselves, man. He's been on his grind. He's got a lot of things done. I've been on my grind. Got to a certain point. We went to the Muay Thai fights, man. Bro, that was lit. Ringside, it was lit. I might put a reel together, man, and post that from the fight. It was lit though. But all I'm saying is stop rewarding yourself for not. Even my son, he didn't even bring his PS5 out here. He didn't even bring his PlayStation. He was like, when I get to the bag, I'll go back and get it. He's locked in, man. Stop rewarding yourself for not performing. That right there alone is going to force you to perform. In other words, whether you're doing this on a day or whether you're doing this on a week or a month, if you're saying, hey, you know what? I want to hit the whatever event, you know, Mike Jones is coming to town, you know what I'm saying? And I want to hit the concert on the 3rd of next month. Like, let me put things in place where if I don't hit these goals, if I don't make this certain amount of sales calls, if I don't do whatever needs to be done, it ain't no concert for me. It ain't no concert for me. Yeah, I want to get on the 2B, what is called the 2K, NBA 2K. I want to get on 2K when I get off work. Like until I get off work and go hit that gym and go back and go and read for an hour and call that person back and see if they still want to buy that product. Until I do that, there is no 2K. Because if you reward yourself before you get performance done, then it's just gonna jack your dopamine levels up. It's gonna jack your dopamine levels up. You want your dopamine to be based off of your work. You want your dopamine to be, for example, I want my dopamine to be based on me uploading a YouTube video, as opposed to me kicking back watching Netflix. You want your dopamine to be based on your performance. So if you keep rewarding yourself before you get things done, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's gonna jack everything up. Guilty, I've done it. It's going to jack everything up, man. So again, man, if you are a brother and you're saying, man, you know what? I see my goal. Like I'm Santiago on the port. Like I see my Egypt. I see it. It's right there. And every day I'm getting up and I'm going hard at it. And every single time, every single night when I go to sleep, I'm tired. So I must be doing something. But when I look at the needle, like there is no movement. There is no movement. I'm gonna tell you, man, you're trying to build Rome in one day, man. And since I said that, let me go ahead and add a number 5. Because this is crucial. I can't even believe I left this out, right? And I probably got another 3 minutes before. Make sure you're measuring your goals. Make sure you're measuring your productivity. And I've said this before, like that's one way that you can tell if that thing you're pursuing is actually a goal and part of your vision, or if it's just an idea that's living aloof in the back of your mind. If you aren't waking up every day, I'll say it like this. If you aren't going to bed every night, when you lay down at night, you should know if you're closer to that goal or further away. You should know. And if you don't know, that means you aren't measuring. And if you aren't measuring, I can guarantee you aren't moving. I'm gonna say it again. If you aren't measuring, I bet my bottom dollar you aren't moving. Because you're scared to measure. Because you know you aren't moving. Let somebody get on a diet and they got that scale in the bathroom. They'll walk by that scale every single morning, act like it ain't even there if they ain't doing nothing. But if they hitting that gym every day, man, they're counting their macros and micros and doing all this cardio. Oh, every 2 or 3 days, they're gonna say, let me see, like I know something's changed. Because I've been doing the work. I know something's changed. Let me get on here and measure my product and my progress. But if you're kind of just sleepwalking past those results, you're kind of like not looking at it. Like, I don't want to look at my performance. I don't want to look at that scale. I don't want to look at that bank account. It means you aren't putting the work in. So that 5th one being a bonus, man, make sure you're measuring. So again, man, Rome wasn't built in a day, man. Stop trying to hit home runs and focus on base hits. And I promise you, man, I promise you every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, you'll find yourself getting closer and closer to that goal, brothers.